I'm going back to black there for a minute because I don't know why we were up there. It was my mother and my two older sisters and me, and my little sister was not there, so she must not have been born yet. And so I don't know if my mother was temporarily taking a break or something, or my father suggested that she go up there to visit her family, or what the deal was. I don't know why we were up there. But I do remember, because the saga lives on. I do remember that, like many other families back in those times, they had their way of managing things, to cut down on cost and still provide. And one of those things that they did up until a point, to a certain point, they had to, is that clothes were handed down. So if, once the oldest child of the same sex outgrew clothes, they were handed down to the next child, and then they were further handed down, and they were continued to be handed down. And so the majority of all brand new clothes went to the first child. And then when no child, I'm sure there is some cases in which there's families where they're all the same, throughout 0 to whatever. They, one's not taller. The third one in line is not taller than the first one in line, or fatter, or, whatever the situation is. The differences in sizes from the first throughout. But my oldest sister was small. She's small, okay? My mother's small. Me and my sister Tony, we were taller. We were considered the big kids, okay? It was so fucked up. Even when we were little, we were called the big kids. You big kids, cut it out. Because we were taller than the other ones. So our height ranged, even today, our height is in between our mother and our father. But my oldest sister, my youngest sister, their height, it mimics my mother, where me and my other sister, our height mimics our father. If they really are my father's kids, because I still am questioning that based on what they have done in their lives. But that's what it was that day, where she was hiding the keys and the clicker. The hand-me-down to me was a snowsuit that used to belong to her when she was little. And so when my mother couldn't find the keys, she was saying, okay, well, get ready. And when I find the keys, we got to go, because, we have no way to heat this place. So she comes out of the back room wearing a 1-year-old, 1.5-year-old, 2-year-old, whatever age I was at the time, snowsuit. The only one that I had that I could wear to protect me from the elements of the cold. She has it on, and it's like, she busted the zipper, and it was, I don't know, it was some weird shit, but I remember that stuff. My mother used to say I got a long memory. Sure the fuck do. And anyways, my mother told her to take it off, and she couldn't. She couldn't fucking take it off because she got it on and she ripped it, getting it on, and busted the zipper and everything, getting it on because she had this weird ass, insane obsession of jealousy with me because I was the youngest. And maybe I was getting more attention. Like babies get more attention, obviously. They need it. I have I have no idea, but that was the that was the problem that caused the outburst, if you will. So while my mother's in the back room trying to figure out where all the coats, where all the boots, where all the socks and shit were, and my sister's in the kitchen spinning around the keys and the little clicker to the stove and flung them right underneath the stove, so we couldn't go anywhere. And then my mother found all, like, shit just piled up and hoarded on the back wall next to my oldest sister's bed. So, like, they were hers first, because she's the first, okay? And we couldn't wear them. Even if they no longer fit her, we couldn't wear them even if we needed them, okay? She'd let us know if we could wear them. And so, I don't know, nothing has changed in all these years with her. Nothing. Like, nothing has changed. I mean, I remember her getting, me and my sister Tony needed a coat for the winter. And she gets, I don't know, like 3 fucking coats for Christmas. And I'm wearing this up in Maine, okay? It's bitter ass fucking cold. I'm wearing a sheer windbreaker with a sweater for a coat. That's what I wore for the whole year. I didn't have a coat. I don't know what the fuck Tony wore. Something similar. Maybe a raincoat. Who the fuck knows? But the saga goes on and on. Fuck, she'd get brand new boots, and me and Tony'd be walking around in fucking old boots that we found or somebody was gonna throw out, and we're like, well, fuck, we need some boots, and would have bread bags on the inside of the boots, have our socks on, obviously, pulled bread bags up over the socks, slipped them into the boots so our feet didn't get soaking wet. It was so fucked up. And to this very day, my oldest sister does not think that I should have anything, that she should be the first. It's so wild. Like, they never outgrow that shit. So, for people who make the decision to have kids, let me tell you, you have to put the most amount of attention on your oldest child. Not give them attention above and beyond. And oh shit, I was thinking today, my mother had 6 kids. How she, no wonder she turned into, like, she just, I don't know, was kind of passive or something. I don't know. How do you even out or distribute out time with 6 kids to give them equal amounts of attention where they need it? It's hard. It must have been hard. I had 3 kids. I had to come up with my own game plan to manage all that stuff. I don't know how she did it with 6 kids, and we were all different. Every one of us, even to this day. Not only in looks, but sizes and likes, dislikes, and all that stuff. We're not the same at all. And so, for that oldest child, they need some serious learnings on, just because they're the oldest, everything doesn't come their way first. And that other people in the family even when they work for stuff, they deserve the things that they work for. It's not like you have some power and control because you're the oldest. I don't know. It's a fucked up world, but all we can do is pass on some knowledge to the newer or the upcoming generations, because at some time all the shit's got to be reversed. What's happening? It has to go back to family foundations, and it has to go back to, you know, the concentration with your family and growing that strong branches and leaves on your family. That's your support system. But until people grab a hold of that concept and foster that concept in communities. I'm still looking for this drug-free community. Anybody know of any drug-free communities? Because I don't want to deal with drug issues. But that's what I'm looking for. I want to live in a drug-free community. My learning on drugs, I've learned a lot more, you know, people that are addicted, than I did before, but it wasn't my concentration. That's my wine baby. He's spoiled. And I have to get him on camera whining because he does it a lot. And he gets his way and he's really spoiled. So right now he wants his sleepy bag pulled out. That's what he's doing. He wants his sleepy bag pulled out for him. Yep. My sister Kim, the one that's takes it upon herself to call the cops from the state of Maine to the state of New York on me when she doesn't really know what I'm doing, and brainwashing my kids along the way that someday they're going to turn out just like me. The orchestrated direction on life, I would say, but I would never want my family members to end up on the streets. Never. So the difference between caring, really caring, and the uncaring. Uncaring people do evil things to other people so that they can be highly looked upon from the lies that they've told along the way. There's no true answer. I got stories. I was hoping to write a book about my sister Kimmy, but this will work just as well.